Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a new video. I was just working. It's Saturday today, and I was kind of thinking of sharing some life lessons that have helped me tremendously throughout the past years. If you don't know me, my name is Micha Houtkamp. I'm the founder of a marketing agency, and I've been running that remotely for the past 2.5 years. Been traveling the world, meeting amazing people, and well, not to brag, but I've been living a quite a significant life, and I feel that a lot of people want to do this and take that step. So I kind of wanted to share some life lessons with you today. I've written them down actually. The first one is change your location, change everything. You know, if you grow up in a certain country where you have the same environment, the same people, the same mindset, you're going to be limited. Because once you want to step outside of that, it's going to be very hard because your environment is always going to hold you back, right? If you want to shape into becoming a new person, step into a new environment, create a different life than most people do, you got to go. I'm sorry to tell you that, but you got to go. You got to leave your hometown, leave the place you grew up in, and go somewhere. It doesn't matter where, wherever you think is best, and just get onto that plane and try to start a new life. And I don't have to say you have to move somewhere permanently. You could just check it out for a couple months or a couple weeks just to see how it is. But being in a new environment is basically you being able to create the identity of the person you want to become. The second one is surround yourself with people whose eyes lit up when you went to the room. You know, as an entrepreneur, I don't have a co-founder or a business partner. It gets lonely quite sometimes. And that's why it's super important to have the right people around me. And I know that there's this thing going on of like going full solo wolf. You can do everything on your own, and it's true. Most things they're gonna do independently. But what's actually gonna get you further in life is having the right network, having the right friends and family around you, because that's where you do it for in the end, right? People that can inspire you, people that love you, people that will be there for you in hard times and also celebrate you in good times. It's super important. And there's this quote, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. It's the second one that just popped up in my mind. Third one is comfort or live the life you always dream about. People nowadays are so comfortable. And I see a lot of people have ambitions and aspirations, the need and want to do things differently, to live a different life. But once they see all the steps down the road towards that life, they crumble, right? It's too uncomfortable. They have to sort all these things out. What if this happens? I'm alone. I can honestly tell you that comfort is the killer of dreams, right? If you want something, you go after it. And it's not meant to be easy. If everything was easy to attain, then the world would fall apart. So get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because that's gonna eventually get you the life you always wanted. Third quote: all forms or shapes of adversity will transform to prosperity in the end. There's this thing, right, in society, at least from my perspective, that when negative things happen, when adversity happens, when setbacks and challenges happen, that's a bad thing. That's negative. I look at it in a completely different way. I think it's good. It shapes your character. It builds you up. It crafts you into a stronger, more intelligent, more adaptable person. So never take a challenge or anything negative that happens in your life as something that will set you back. It could set you back, but only to come back stronger, right? So always see a challenge as an opportunity. Always see adversity as something that's going to make you stronger. It's the same reason if you compare it to going to the gym, right? Going to a gym, I mean, it's not comfortable, it hurts. You do a lot of reps and you get muscle aches. But eventually you get stronger. You get stronger muscles and you look better. The fifth is, what if it can turn out better than you can imagine? Let me repeat that. What if it can turn out better than you can imagine? This is one of my favorite quotes, which basically means, if you think about all the scenarios, what could go wrong, what could go well, what if your life could turn out in a way you did not even expect to? And not just in a way, in such a good way. Right? You have certain dreams, you have certain goals you want to achieve. What if it turns out even better? What if it turns out better than you could have ever imagined? What if you can't even see it yet? Because it doesn't even cross your mind. But it will still happen. That's the beautiful thing about life. You can work towards something and you can have, certainties in where you want to go and things that will happen. Life is unexpectable. Nobody has a clear roadmap. And realizing that and making sure that always will be a mystery. And it can always turn out better than you can imagine. One of my favorite quotes. The last one is, failure shows you the way by showing what's not the way. And I actually recorded a podcast with a friend of mine a couple years back where I said that quote, and I also forgot about it a little bit, but when you enter that position where you're okay, let's do it. I'm gonna go after the life I want. You're gonna fail 1,000 times. Really, there's no better way to put it. You're gonna fail 1,000 times. But it's showing you the way by showing what's not the way. You learn from it. This comes back to the adversity part. Everything or anything that sets you back, makes you cry, makes you mad, makes you uncertain, makes you shiver, is something that's going to help you become the person you want to be and live the life you've always dreamed about living. So that's just a couple lessons I've had and I wanted to share, and I have a lot more philosophy and quotes about really changing who you are and, getting to the dream life you want. But these are definitely one of my favorites. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you want to talk with me about life or business, I'm always open to it. My Instagram is in the description, and have a great weekend.